So we're going to talk about Nevada. I've been in this business a long time. I've built mines. My team knows how to do this. We have a great track record. But when it comes to jurisdictions, I've played in a lot of different ones, and Nevada is the best one I've been in thus far. And obviously, it's because it's the top jurisdiction in the world to date. Just a snapshot of the company. Yes, we've had a rough start a couple years ago, but now we're on a great run. 374 million shares outstanding, and 170 million market cap, as he's calling 125 US. We have great shareholders. K Gold is me and my business partner, so we own a lot of the stock. We're founders of the company. We're not in it to lose. We're in it to win and make as much money as all of you guys. So I appreciate all the shareholders in this room because I take it very seriously. So this is our chart right now. I sat down with Don at VRIC a month ago, and we were trading at 24 cents. And now Friday, we traded as high as 49 cents, closing at 46. More importantly, though, I believe when you're looking at companies of this size, you need liquidity. I want people to be able to come in and out of my stock and play with it. I want them to make money as we go up and take some off the table and come back in. I want them to have fun because this business is fun, and we want to have optionality for our shareholders. Our team as directors is continuing evolving as we're moving towards production. This story is going to be in production next year, so you'll see some movement in this board in the board of directors because of that. So what do we have? We have this beautiful project called the Santa Fe Mine. Past producer, open pit, heap leach, low-cost mining. It was mining from 88 to 94. What's really exciting about that is they were somehow making money at $380 when I was still in high school. So that's great news. Our West Santa Fe asset, we picked up a couple years ago. It's meant to be a satellite operation for us. It's 13 kilometers away. We paid a very small amount for this. It's all oxide, starts at the surface. So we don't need to find 1 million ounces here to have a home run because we can truck this material across the road. Moho is a high-grade gold and silver vein system, very, very high grade. My business partner and I invented this into the company because we really want to play with it and show how big this can be. So when we talk about a pipeline to success for the company that can continue as we're building another asset out, we definitely have the pipeline for that. So checking the boxes, people ask me all the time, why should I invest in your stock? Well, one, do your homework. This is my list of what I look at. It's very actually similar to Don's. You need the right jurisdiction. You need size and scalability. Infrastructure is fantastic because this was a past producer. The Santa Fe mine has 3 wells on the property with all the water rights, which we are in the driest part of Nevada. So that is key. Without that, I'm not even sure we could build this. We have a substation on the property that was put in back in the day. So we have a lot of pluses that helps you fast track it into production in a short timeline. The Walker Lane, you can see there, is a very active district, and we're right in the heart of it. So we put out this report over a year ago, and it feels like 10 years ago, honestly, because we did it at 1950 gold. But look, it shows just under 2 million ounces that we've been drilling out. Obviously, these numbers have massively changed as we've moved forward and just changed the gold prices and dropped our pit shells down. The historic pits on the property was Santa Fe, Slab, Calvada, and York. All the blobs around it is just all the drilling and the hard work we've been doing. Grade, 0.93 gold EQ. That may sound very low. That's extremely high in Nevada. And in fact, it's so high, it's the 3rd highest grade on a gold basis of operating heap leach opportunities in Nevada. And again, remember, it was making money at $380. So I think we can do okay with it. This is the largest pit on the property. This is a Santa Fe pit. This is what it looks like today, sitting there for 35 years. Very competent rock, 50-degree pit walls. So when we look at building this, our CapEx is quite small because I don't have to hire engineers to tell me that this is competent rock and where we can go from there. All that beautiful orange material, gold and silver left behind above the water table. In fact, we're drilling right now to try to identify where the water table is for our mine permit, and we're still failing, which we call it a Hollywood problem, because there's really no water for us to have to dewater. So this is a very good point to check off our box. I love this picture because it just says everything. All of the permitting we've been doing for the past 3.5 years, you can see nothing grows. We've had to look for pygmy rats and raptors and you name it, anything they can come up with, and still we have not found it. You can see it's because it's the driest part of Nevada. We don't really have any snow out there. We can drill year round. You got the substation I'm staying next to on the property where the laydown was back in the day. The slab Calvada complex in the front of the picture, yeah, they're pits. We call them pitlets. They were mined at the end of mine life. This was all the mining was done by Corona Gold. They did a great job. Homestake took them out. They were shoveling for the last gold and silver at the end of owning this property because there's no strip over here. This is definitely the low-hanging fruit. We've drilled down to 380 meters, still haven't found the transition material. So there's so much more to find in this property, and now we have the ability to do that. So we put out a PEA over a year ago with 1950 pit shells. Yeah, it looks okay. It's not as sexy as I'd like it to be, but in reality, this whole model will be changing quite soon as we update the numbers with real live time, because at the end of the day, we will be breaking ground next year, which means the numbers that is out today are important to us. This model shows 12,500 tons per day, 8-year mine life. Again, this is all changing. But the most important factors on this page to me is cash costs are extremely low. We're playing with the big dogs there. We've got good grade. You can see Florida Canyon on there with the highest cash costs, with the lowest grade, and they're still printing money. So this is a fantastic asset that's going to be sustainable for so long. Unless gold drops below $1,000, we're good. CapEx. I used to work for a $5 billion debt fund. I know what it takes to find the money. $135 million is a giggle factor to me because the payback is going to be about 18 months. So that's not a risk factor for debt. So we will take as much as debt as possible to minimize dilution to our lovely shareholders. So what we've been doing since we put out this resource, the slab area is one of those small pits you saw in the picture. You can see the black line. That's part of the published document. Yes, we've dragged the pit shells down. Yes, we've studied this to the point of, okay, where are there gaps in this? Because we know there's massive more tonnage here. So we have a rig out there right now doing core. We have an RC rig coming next week. We also have a sonic rig coming out because our historic heap leach pads are sitting there with crushed rock, and the cutoff grade back in the day was 0.56. So we have a lot of gold and silver there, so we're going to get the rig back out there and see what's going on. But this is just an example over at the slab area. York, same thing. The black line is what's published out in the market. The red line is where it's going to date. We're finding very thick intervals here, so we're really excited about that. And the York area in particular, we haven't focused on because we haven't owned that chunk of land. We now own it, so the drilling on that has been significant to the company. Permitting, plan of operation, we have 2 permits going at the same time. Everything you see in yellow, 12.2 square kilometers, that is all sterilized, approved for us to drill out the whole project, which you can see there's lots of exploration upside. All the drilling today has been in and around our pits because we're adding more ounces to our mine life. We also put the mine plan in the same footprint for strategic, as we call it. It's under 640 square acres. It keeps us under EA of surface disturbance versus EIS, so it basically saves us millions of dollars in a year of time. Then once we get the permit, we'll go for mine expansion for our second heap leach pad that we don't need in a couple of years. I'm running out of time, but I want to talk to you about West Santa Fe because the drill results have been insane. This is a $1.8 million back-end load deal, 7-year agreement. We paid $75,000 so far. We've had it for 2 years, but it's 13 kilometers away. The drilling to date has 171 drill holes. Pretty good grade starting the surface and all in oxide. And the drilling, we just confirmed this. We did 7 holes because we needed to twin them to make sure this data was good. We did not expect to see 3 grams at the surface, 37 meters thick. So we're super excited about this project. We already have started our baselines studies so that in 2 years we can have this approved to be looking at trucking rock over to put in the mine and just add more ounces to our mine life at Santa Fe. And the catalyst for this year is legitimately no one's sleeping because we have so much going on. We have an MRE coming out in about a month, just to give you guys an update on how many ounces we have to date. 3 rigs are going to be going in 3 weeks. The RC rig is staying all year round because we have a lot to do out here. Sonic rig will be there for a month or so. We'll update the PEA, and at the end of the year, I'll be raising the money to build this thing. And yes, we're building it. We are not selling this company. We are not spending all this time to get a big dog in. We know how to do this, and we're in the perfect jurisdiction, and we're going to do it. Thank you.